again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of SAT Sports. I'm your host, Marcus, and he's Freddy. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. You see, I'm in a new location, aka my son's room.
Oh, so you just move around your house more often.
Yeah, so my son got a new desk in his room that we got him, so I figured I'd use it out. I'm testing it. So I'm like, I like this vibe. He's got a gaming chair, so I can sit comfortable. So this might be the new spot for me to do the show.
Hell yeah, there you go. You gotta kick your son out of his own room for like an hour and a half.
So this is perfect.
Well, this is going to be an interesting episode because we adopted one particular sport of your choosing last time we talked, and we're going to do quite a bit of talking about it. But our main focus for today, we're going to go back and talk last week's race. I think it was the Ambetter Health 400 that was in
Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Hampton, Georgia, or Atlanta. Like most of them racetracks, they're like in a suburb of a city. But this one, we were saying Atlanta, but it would say Hampton on the internet. So I didn't know what to believe. Well, I took your advice. I gave it a chance to try and get back into it. And sure enough, after watching that race, it's like, okay, I'm going to tune in every week, every Sunday. We're going to try and recap every race. But I feel like when football season comes back or we get too distracted with baseball season, we're not going to really give a shit about NASCAR again.
Yeah, I think usually NASCAR is done before football season starts. I believe that's when football season ends. That's when NASCAR kicks on because they do it on Sundays.
Yeah,
so it's like perfect.
I feel like when NFL's back, I'm going to want to watch NFL more than a race.
No, but I think the races are done.
Oh, they'll do them earlier, or are they going to?
Yeah, no. The races when NFL season starts in September, there's no more races.
I thought they do races like in October.
They might, but maybe they were on Saturdays. I'm not sure, but I don't remember seeing too much racing on Sundays during football season.
Well, when I looked at the schedule, I thought like its last race was like in October, and then I think you got the playoffs like in October or November. They technically have a NASCAR playoff or something. But I know you gave me like a kind of a little 101 about NASCAR because I was looking. They have like what everyone wants to tune in for on Sundays is the Cup Series. That's like the big races. But they do like they'll take over a city or a racetrack for a whole weekend. They have like a truck series on Friday. They have what I've noticed, the Xfinity series on a Saturday, which you told me it was like the minor league of racing.
Yes.
And then Sunday is the pros.
Right. So you start off with the Craftsman, with the Craftsman Truck Series. That's like your introduction into the racing world when you want to become a racer. From there, you move up to the Xfinity Series, and from there, you move into the Cup Series. They do use sometimes Xfinity drivers to move up for a race or so, and then they go back down. If a driver's out, they'll pull from the lower tier to drive a couple of races until the driver comes back.
Okay. Now, those like what are those leagues where they do like drag races or they do those races in those weird shaped cars with no top?
Right. You have Formula One, which is different. You have the drag racing, but that's all different. Like that's all different. Yeah, that has nothing to do with NASCAR. Formula One is probably the most scariest to do. Yeah. It
looks scary. Yeah, because like whenever I was trying to pick a driver to like follow or whatnot, I didn't know if I would go by a team, a certain team or whatever. Because I was looking back at like former drivers I remembered in my past from your Jeff Gordons or Dale Juniors and whatnot.
Right.
But I remember my parents' friends that I told you about that were big on NASCAR. They'd go to two races
the one that
a year.
Travels. Yeah. Yeah.
They were very big Dale Jr. fans. Like they all worship Dale and his dad. So whatever team they have, I think it's called JR Motors or something like that. Because I was looking up certain teams, or unless it's Dale Jr.'s team. Dale Jr. got his own team now, but it's for the Xfinity Series. They don't race in a Cup Series. So I was like, well, I can't have somebody on there because I won't see him race on Sundays unless he gets called up. But you told me about William Byron, who won the Daytona 500, and he was on the same team of Jeff Gordon and them. The most iconic one of all is Hendrick Motorsports.
Yes, Hendrick.
and they're not very liked by some people. They say they're like cheaters and whatnot. Like they're the most overrated. I've told most overrated or one of the most popular or most hated teams in all of NASCAR. But they're kind of like, you could kind of say they're the Alabama Crimson Tide or the Tom Brady of NASCAR because of some of their biggest names.
The three most popular teams that you will see and hear in NASCAR is Hendricks, Joe Gibbs Racing, who Joe Gibbs, I believe he's coached the Redskins, and you hear Richard Childress Racing as well. So those are
Well, one driver I was also going to follow, he's on that one. New Childress Racing. I said so. I was going to follow William Byron, who drives the Raptor car, the number 24 Raptor car, and then I was going to follow Austin Dillon, who drives Dale's number, the number 3, but he's got the Bass Pro Shop car. The last I saw, unless he's got another type of car. I remember he had, but I don't think he's got the Bass Pro Shop car anymore. He did drive another car for this past race. I forgot which one it was, but
yeah, they'll depending on who the sponsorship is, they'll switch off sponsored cars every week.
Yeah, because like back in the day when if I'd see a Jeff Gordon race, I've always remembered his iconic Outpoint car, and there was maybe a time or two I saw either the National Guard car or the Hunt Brothers pizza car.
Yeah, the Goodyear car. You had what was Dale Earnhardt Sr., the black and white. I forgot what the fuck that was.
Okay, so I got mixed up. Like, wasn't the daddy number 8 and the junior was 3?
Yes,
or that's what I thought, because Dale Jr. got the most iconic car of all, the Budweiser car.
Yes, Dale Sr. was 3. They call him the Intimidator. That was his name.
And he died racing in Daytona
500. Yes, that was the year where the next year they changed to have, I don't know if you were looking in the cars when they're driving, you see the neck brace they have around where you can't move. So prior to that, it was an open air. It was open. So you can drive and you can like be like in a real car. So when he went into the wall, routine going to the wall, but he ended up breaking his neck as he went into the wall. So that's basically when they changed it.
I'm surprised I don't remember watching that race or even remembering how tragic that was. That when I remember people telling me when the daddy Dale Sr. passed away, that was just as hard as Kobe Bryant passing away 4 years ago. Like, it was because all over, it was everywhere.
Right, because he died on, the biggest racing event of the year, and it was on national TV.
Yeah. And then speaking of Atlanta Motor Speedway, they showed a flashback. Whoever that racer was, when he won that race, he did the number 3 out of his car in memory of Dale.
Yep.
So I forgot what that racer was, but they showed that like in the video package right after their version of College Game Day, their little race day like kickoff show before the race started, which it got me a little hyped to watch it. I like the guy. I like
the commentators there. If you watch NASCAR like I kind of do, Atlanta Motor Speedway is one of the hardest speedways to race at. When it's on daylight, because there's a sun hits you at, I think it's turn 1 or 2. The commentators were saying that you get blinded, and it's like, but that's one of the fastest speedways that not a lot of wrecks happen, but it's one of those hard speedways to drive.
I think what was crazy was, before like everything started, like they said, like the temperature in the racetrack, like if you were sitting in the stands watching it, it was like 61 degrees, but on the track it was 89 degrees. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's hot.
I can't imagine what the summertime is going to be like.
Right. It broke a record for the most wrecks at that speedway.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. It's like, okay, I'm kind of excited. I'm eating Girl Scout cookies watching this, by the way. And sure enough, by the second lap, the guy who won the whole damn thing caused a collision with 16 other cars.
Yep, that was the most. And I think only 2 cars were out at that point, and the rest of them were able to come back in.
So I get like it's kind of like throwing a flag on the play. Like when there's like a collision, they wave a yellow flag, and then here
Yeah,
comes this
depending.
like
Well, it depends on the wreck, because there was a wreck. I don't know if you've seen later on in the laps where they didn't put the caution out, because the
yeah.
cars, if there's no debris and they just spin out and they go off to the side, they'll keep everything going.
Yeah, because I saw at one point, William Barnes' car got hit when he was
Yep.
trying to go into that lane to go to the pits, and somebody hit him, but they didn't. Everybody was complaining on social media. Why didn't they wave a flag for that? That's Hendricks Motorsports for you.
Yeah,
They cheat.
if any debris, or if a car stops, if it causes cars to stop going back and forth, then they'll throw the caution. But if they spin out and just go off to the side, they're not going to stop it.
Well, I can tell you for a fact, before even the race was over, they were definitely not talking about Daniel Suarez. All they were talking about was two guys that definitely did not win the race. One of them by the second take or whatever, or
That's
Joey Logano's car like broke down.
He was out. Yeah, he was out. He hit. He was gone.
I forgot what they call it, but like
They call stages.
Like 3 stage. Yeah, by the second stage, he led most of the stage, and then his car breaks down.
I believe it's 100 laps a stage, if I'm not mistaken.
Or it could more. Like, because like like I said, there'll be some races that are 500 miles, some are going to be 400, and then I saw some races. I thought they were not even Cup Series races. They got some races where they might be like 150 laps or maybe 75, and I'm like, that's fucking weird. I'm used to them going 200 plus laps because you're going 500 miles or 400 miles.
Yeah, there's some speedways that are built weird. You watch it and be like, oh shit, this is a weird track. It's not just around. They have like they have a couple of weird tracks.
Yeah, but I was even looking at some tracks like to see. Now I noticed like Chicago. Oh, it's not even a real NASCAR track, but like they got a race in Chicago where they're racing like in the city limits.
Right.
So weird.
No, they got some weird tracks.
Yeah.
Well, they even build a track at the LA Coliseum to do a race too. Now they go to these football stadiums, and sometimes they build a track there to do a race.
Yeah, why that a football stadium is not like 2 miles long or whatever?
And circular. I wonder if it might be. I guess maybe if they build the track correctly, they could make it like that.
I don't know, but like I was looking at some tracks and whatnot, and like some of them are pretty big. Like, I've seen some, like I'll never forget whenever they tried to do opposite. Remember, I think it was in 2016, college football decided to play a game at a racetrack, and they did a game in Bristol. It was Tennessee. I think it was Tennessee versus I think Virginia Tech or something. And it was just so weird. Like, I don't know how many people attended that football game. I barely watched it, but I just saw like a blip shot. And it was just like, it looks so weird.
It was a good race, man. I loved the race. That was exciting. That was probably the best. That was one of the best races I've ever seen, honestly.
Yeah, like it was a fun one to watch. Thank God I don't bet on shit like that. But yeah, but it was crazy was the way it ended. It felt like a scene in the movie where 3 cars side by side split by 0.03 seconds apart, and that's the name of this title. But Daniel Suarez, of all people, wins the race with Ryan Blaney coming in second and Kyle Busch coming in third. Yep. The same guy who was one of the runner-ups. Kyle Busch was a runner-up in the Busch Light Clash. I thought he was one of the runner-ups in the Daytona 500, but no, that was Alex Bowman and Christopher Bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was when they went 3 wide, I was like, oh shit.
But stage 1 went to Michael McDowell, and stage 2 went to Austin Cindric. But at one point, I guarantee if Delgado's car didn't break down, he probably would have took stage 2.
Right.
But it's crazy.
Logano was there too. He was there. He He was in the mix to win until he wrecked.
Oh no, what's his name? George's favorite son, Todd Gillen, at one point was like in the lead at the start of stage 3. And then I was like, well, there goes George's favorite son. He definitely ain't winning it.
Did you, when you were watching the race, did you notice a lot of the teamwork between the drivers?
Yeah, and I noticed there's a lot of damn commercial breaks.
Yeah, there's a lot.
They
do a lot of picture-in-picture.
Yeah, that's where AEW gets that shit from.
Yeah, it's a lot of picture-in-picture.
But next week we get the Pennzoil 400, so we're another 260 lap race. We get the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Pennzoil 400. So basically any race that is 400 to 600 miles, those are the big ones you want to watch. I do see a couple that are like 165 or maybe less, but I'll still tune in. But like I said, this one I'm definitely going to tune in. And they were talking about, well, right when the season kicked off, they said the first 5 or 6 races are going to be big ones. You just had Daytona.
Yeah.
You had this one. You got Vegas this Sunday. You got the Shriners Children's 500 the following week in Phoenix. And then you got the Food City 500 in Bristol. Yep. So that's 5 iconic races at those racetracks. And then, like I said, when April comes, then you'll get back 3 consecutive weeks of big races. The one in the Texas Motor Speedway, then Talladega, and then supposedly Dover is a big like race track as well, like another like iconic one. The one in Dover.
Yeah, they came out cooking off the bat with all these big races.
But you'd think like a city like Charlotte, which I feel like is like race NASCAR capital, because the majority of these drivers are from North Carolina or like from Virginia or something like that. Like
that's what NASCAR Hall of Fame is in North Carolina.
You'd think the biggest race of the year would be in Charlotte, but no, it's in Daytona.
Daytona, yeah. Daytona is the mecca for NASCAR.
Before all that, I thought like Indy was like the race capital because Indianapolis is like a big race city too. But no, it's Charlotte, but the big granddaddy of them all is in Daytona.
Do you know how NASCAR started? Like how it was created?
I probably can't remember that.
Okay,
but
so how it was created was moonshiners. They would use fast cars to see who get the fastest to move moonshine from place to place to see who had the fastest car. And that turned into racing. So it was actually, who can deliver the moonshine the fastest.
And this started back like what, in the 20s or the 30s?
I believe so. Yep. And then it turned from that to stock car racing, obviously.
Okay, so like, but I couldn't really tell you my first experience with NASCAR as a kid. Maybe I just came across it on TV and just saw, oh, look, it's race cars, and never got hooked on it, but I've always heard the names like Jeff Gordon or Dale Jr. as a kid. But when I got to my teenage years, you know, when my mom and them would hang out with those friends every week, they would always host like race parties at their houses, especially if it's like Talladega or something. They'd always invite us, and that's how I started tuning in. And they had a son who was obsessed with NASCAR. He tried to get me into it. He was like, well, you got to be Team Dale. Like, that's all they were. They were like, fuck Jeff Gordon. You got to be Team Dale. But
yeah,
I'm
Team
like,
Dale Earnhardt was like the god of the South in racing. Me living in New York at the time, watching NASCAR, Jeff Gordon was like the hated in the South. But if you watched NASCAR North, if anybody did, you rooted for Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, so we were in the South, so I think we were all Dale guys. But it's like, I try to get into it, but it's just like, after we kind of stopped going to their parties, I kind of just lost interest in it. I used to hear jokes like, oh, it's a redneck sport, like it's only for rednecks. I'm like, well, I'm not a redneck. I don't party like these freaks or do the shit they do, but they tailgate like it's college football. I mentioned that last week. But
they go all out.
Oh yeah, they, like I said, on the kickoff show, their little kickoff show. I like the guy who drives the golf cart around, and he goes fine. He calls them like tailgate kings. Like they give them a title each week called tailgate kings to see who they can find the best tailgaters at each race.
Yeah, because you can tailgate in the stadium.
I know they're like all the RVs are parked in the middle around the
Yes, in the
track.
middle. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I heard it's top dollar. Like
It
my
is.
my
It's
friends and
expensive.
them,
Yeah,
my
no,
friends and them,
it's expensive.
they did it one time in Talladega. They said it was the greatest experience ever. They've invited us to go one year. I think it was like in 2002 or 2003. We were invited to go to Talladega. The only reason we didn't go is because my mom did not want to drive all the way to Alabama. So that's why we didn't go. Which I would have, if I'd have went out there, I'd have been a massive diehard at 14 years old. But like I said, I've never been to a race. I'm hoping to now in the future. I have seen 2 tracks in my life. I've seen Texas Motor Speedway off I-35, and I have seen Las Vegas Motor Speedway from an airplane flying into Vegas, the Vegas airport. I've seen it not like on the upside of town, but I'm gonna eventually go to one year.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you gotta check it out. It's just for the experience. Like, you just have to go. And it's like I said, it's so much fun.
Like I said, the closest track to me is probably the Texas Motor Speedway. It's Fort Worth's about 5.5, 6 hours. Well, Dallas is about 6-7 hours away. So you're looking at about a 6.5 hour drive, but Talladega is about 7.5 hours from here. So, because maybe longer, because it can take me about 8 or 9 hours to get to Birmingham. And Talladega is like east of Birmingham. So you're looking at about 8 hours from here.
Got you.
If I would
good thing I live 40 minutes from Daytona. Literally.
Well, don't they have a track like somewhere by Miami?
They build the track in Miami in a Hard Rock Stadium, but they don't have an actual track.
Because like I was looking at like different tracks around like the country, like there's a track in Kansas City, but it's not in Kansas City, Missouri. It's in Kansas City, Kansas. They got like numerous tracks in North Carolina, like Wilkesboro, Charlotte. So they got one in Concord, which I think isn't that that is Charlotte. They got
I'm sorry,
one,
Homestead Speedway.
there's a town.
It's in Miami.
I think it's Darlington. Isn't that in South Carolina?
Darlington, yes, I believe so.
I know there is a track in California. It's Sonoma. Sonoma, California. You got one in Richmond, Virginia. You got one in Michigan somewhere. Brooklyn, Michigan, not Brooklyn, New York. There's another
So
one.
they have 2 speedways in Concord, North Carolina. 2 tracks, 2 NASCAR tracks in the same city.
Okay.
Yep.
They got one in They got one in New Hampshire called Loudon. There's one in Iowa in a town called Newton. They got.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
So I'm gonna give you the cities what they have here. So Atlanta Motor Speedway, obviously Hampton, Auto Club Speedway, Fontana, California, Bristol, Tennessee.
Yep.
Bristol Motor Speedway Dirt is Bristol, Tennessee. Canadian Tire Motorsport Park is in Ontario. Charlotte Motor Speedway, Concord. Charlotte Motor Speedway Road Course, Concord. Chicago Street Race.
Yeah, but I'm talking about I'm talking about tracks that host the Cup Series because
I'm on here. I'm looking right now. I'm looking for speedways. So the tracks that host the Cup Series are obviously Daytona, Darlington, Daytona Beach International Speedway. So we do have one in Dayton, which is the Daytona 500. Homestead, Florida. So we do have one in Miami that has a track.
Well, a lot of the tracks are going to be under Speedway, but they have a couple under Raceway or even Course or International.
Yeah, I'm on the website and it tells me who drives it. They have NASCAR. So Knoxville.
Like they have one in Nashville, but it's called Nashville Speedway, but it's in Lebanon, Tennessee. I guess.
Lebanon, Tennessee. Yep. Right there.
They got, I forgot what state it is, but they got one in Long Pond. It's Pecano Raceway. Long Pond. Isn't that New York?
I'm looking right now. Long Pond, that's in Pennsylvania. That's the Pocono Raceway.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Watkins Glen, that's New York.
Watkins Glen's New York. Yes. There you go.
Yeah, that's the Go Bowling.
So they basically have a track in every part of in the United States, in every region, really.
I'm actually shocked there's not one in Louisiana because they do have racetracks, but not those kind of racetracks.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing in Louisiana, which I'm surprised as well they would have a track.
I would be, something told me like if I can pick any freaking city in the whole state of Louisiana that would have a freaking racetrack, I only have two in my mind. And two, one's in my neck of the woods and one is in Dylan's neck of the woods. Like, okay, so we have a horse racetrack right on the Louisiana-Texas border, but if they would build a NASCAR track close to me, they would probably be in the border town of Vinton, Louisiana. I would not be shocked if they did it there. Another freaking place I would not be surprised if they build a racetrack. Can you imagine, if Dylan's listening, can you imagine Opelousas being a NASCAR town? Or shit, I wouldn't be surprised if freaking Colfax, Louisiana, just outside of Alexandria, is a freaking NASCAR town. Or like freaking Bastrop or Bossier City or some shit up in North Louisiana. But you wouldn't have to worry about like New Orleans or Baton Rouge or even Lafayette being like a
are there any places to build tracks in New Orleans, Lafayette, or Baton Rouge?
No.
No, right? Okay.
Hell, if they wanted to build one in Southwest Louisiana, we got the whole freaking Cameron Parish they can build a racetrack, but it's all marshland. I know they got a big racetrack area up like in Northeast Louisiana, but it's for like kid races. But the only racetrack I've ever been to in Louisiana was a horse racetrack, and it's in a little town right on the freaking border of Louisiana and Texas. It's called the name of the track's called Delta Downs. So it's a big, massive area. It's a horse racetrack, but I guarantee you put some pavement on that, you get yourself a NASCAR track right there.
Right.
But it looks like a whole, I don't know if you've ever been to a horse racetrack. That place looks like a freaking resort.
Yeah, we have one here in Orlando. They have a horse racetrack, a betting track too.
Like, this place is like, this is like Kentucky Derby level shit, but I don't even know if there's a league where they have horse racers that go around the country horse racing. They just only do it in Kentucky. But I wouldn't be surprised if they had a league with horse racing and they go around the country and they've came to Delta Downs like quite often. Because I ain't been to a horse race since I was like a kid.
I've only been to one, and it was, when I was a kid, it was years. I don't even fucking remember it.
The only time in my life I ever wanted to dress like a cowboy, and it wasn't even a rodeo. I see people over there dressed like they in the 1920s, and they got those long stick binoculars watching the damn
like
horse.
This.
Yep.
Like in the 1950s.
Uh-huh. Yeah, speaking of Dylan, he's commented already. But no, I will say this. I'm not including – I've only seen a couple of racing movies, and that's not including Fast and the Furious. I'm talking about actual – racing movies that either involves NASCAR or something close to it, but Talladega Nights and Cars. Have you seen any? What's another racing movie?
Yes,
that I probably
it's
never
actually Days of Thunder is one of the best ones.
What the hell is that? I'm shocked I never heard
Tom
of it.
Cruise.
Okay, I'm
young Tom Cruise, and I believe it's who else is in it? There's some well actors in it. Nicole Kidman, Randy Quaid.
What the closest movie that ever involves NASCAR I've watched over and over was Talladega Nights. And then
Days of if you get a chance, Marcus, watch Days of Thunder. You're gonna fucking love it. That movie's wild.
Well, shit you not. After I watched this race, I put on Talladega Nights. Because I needed a good laugh after watching that good race. But
so you want to hear something funny? So John C. Reilly, who was in Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell.
Yep.
He's in Days of Thunder.
What?
Yep, he was in Days of Thunder. And Days of Thunder came out in 1990.
Oh wow.
He was actually one of the crew members for Tom Cruise's pit crew.
That's why I never heard of it, because I was only a baby when that movie came out.
Dude, it's awesome. I didn't watch that movie until probably late 90s, probably 10, 15 years after it came out. That's when I watched it. And when it used to come on TNT all the fucking time growing up. You know what? It used to, all right. You used to watch Monday Night Nitro, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the movies that used to come on after Nitro, the lead-in, dude, it was like Days of Thunder, like at least 3 times a month. Literally.
Oh, wow.
Literally. That was the movie that I used to put on TNT.
What? Well, we went damn near half an hour talking NASCAR. I didn't think that would happen, but hey, we'll watch.
Well, hold on. So once we passed, you enjoyed it, didn't you? It was good.
Yes.
All right, cool. That's all I wanted to know.
here's the funniest part. My old lady is pissed that I started watching this, because she's got a lot of family members that watch it, and they religiously are obsessed and take that more serious than freaking football.
You can blame me. Tell her it's Freddy's fault.
she probably won't know who you are, but I can say, oh, it's another guy I do shows with. He's the one that tried to get me back into it. Because she's like, you already watch enough shit. Like, I watch enough sports. Like, she's like, you watch basketball, you watch baseball, you watch football. What do you not watch? I say lacrosse. She goes, well, what else am I missing? I say, I partially watch hockey. Oh, and she threw her hands up. Oh my God. I said, and I watch softball too. Like college softball, that's it. But like, she goes, don't tell me you watch soccer. I say, I sometimes watch it, but I'm not obsessed with it. I said, I only get really into it when it's FIFA or CONCACAF, right, when the countries go at it.
When it's the World Cup.
I mean, I watch the Premier League if I get up early enough, and occasionally if I could catch the Dynamo or something, I will watch them. But when the countries go at it, that is the fucking best. USA fucking versus Brazil or Argentina.
Actually having a game in April here, Brazil versus the USA.
Really?
Yep, it's going to be in Orlando.
But yeah, I mean, I like when the countries go at it for when it's the FIFA World Cup or CONCACAF. But Premier League, that, like, if I can fucking drink like these fucking hooligans, but I'm watching a fucking Manchester United game either between 5 or 10 a.m. in the morning, and I'm fucking, I look exactly how I looked when I watched the Elimination Chamber the other night at freaking 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's my cousin in Illinois when he was in the station military, and then became a diehard soccer fan, diehard Manchester United fan. So he's up. He'll wake up like in Illinois at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. He'll go to the bar and watch the game.
The only time I ever was really wide awake to watch Manchester United was when they freaking played Liverpool, and it was a 9 a.m. start time. And all that hype for them to fucking lose, and my brother was shit-talking me because my brother's a Liverpool fan. And then I'm like, fuck this stupid fucking sport. And I fucking didn't watch it for like 2 weeks until like Manchester United played the Wolves, and then they had a fucking comeback. But well, I want to bring up something that you brought up to me. I want to know what the hell happened here. Cam Newton gets jumped by 9 fucking dudes.
Yes. I saw it the day I sent it to you. Video had came out. And apparently it was at his AAU tournament that he hosts for kids. And the video came out at first. The first video was him wrestling with some people. And then somebody had a video of the whole thing, and it put it together. And it looks like 2 or 3 guys tried to jump him, like started punching him. And he just was, mindful enough not to react, I guess. And he was throwing them off. Over the last 2 days, I have read more stuff as to why it happened. So apparently Cam is known to be braggadocious and say how much money he has at these tournaments. So he was saying, I have more money than you. And I guess, people don't take too kindly to keep hearing that over and over. So things escalated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, man, I thought I freaking saved this on Instagram, but unfortunately I didn't. But I put in the comments about when I meant like pre-draft predictions. I forgot to also mention like there was a list of 8 quarterbacks, like a couple that are currently in the NFL. They said current NFL quarterbacks that could play for another team, plus quarterbacks that are going into the draft today that could end up where, like, I'll go, for example, they still think that Justin Fields is going to go to the Chicago Bears. They also think Jaden Daniels is going to go to the Patriots. They think Drake May is going to go to the Commanders. And there was and Michael Penix Jr. to the Raiders. That's the NFL prospects they predicted. But current NFL quarterbacks that could go to another team, like they predicting Kirk Cousins be going to the Falcons, Justin Fields to the Steelers, and there was another one I fucking forgot, and I wish I have one. Saved it.
I have one up. CBS came out with their mock about 4 hours ago. So this is their predictions for current quarterbacks and top 10 NFL draft. They have Baker Mayfield signing with the Falcons.
Okay.
They have Kirk Cousins to the Steelers. Russell Wilson to the Raiders, which actually wouldn't be a surprise. I think I think your boy going to go.
Another one on the list, your boy JJ McCarthy to the Broncos, while Russell Wilson goes to like the Vikings.
Yeah, they got Wilson going to the Raiders. They got Justin Fields being traded to the Seahawks. And then they got Jacoby Brissett signs with the Patriots, which I don't fucking know where they get that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a different one than mine, but
this one's CBS. They got Caleb Williams going number 1 in Chicago. They got Jaden Daniels going to the Redskins. The Commanders.
Oh man, I hope that don't happen.
They got Drake May going 3 to the Vikings, and I'm assuming the Vikings will be trading with the Patriots. That's how they move up. That's what they got here. Marvin Harrison going to Arizona. Talisa Fuga is that Oregon State defensive linebacker. JJ McCarthy going to the Giants. I don't even know where the hell the Patriots at. They got the Patriots taking a wide receiver in the first round from Washington, Rome. But that's just the mocks. I mean, every mock I see, it has the Patriots trading out of the 3rd pick, and I'm fucking don't know why. Why they would. The only way you trade for the 3rd pick is if you can get a couple of picks down and an established player.
Okay. It's not set in stone yet, but I'm going to work something out where either I can get off early enough or I'll fucking take a day off where we can actually do our first ever live stream while the first round of the draft's going on. I might not even be at my house. I might be at my old house. Like I'll bring my laptop or something. My camera might look a little blurrier, or unless if I take this one, unhook it and hook it on the PC, because I might use my laptop to still type in Google Sheets, keep it up on Google Sheets or whatnot.
Right.
But I'm going to work something out where we can do something we never did on this show and do our first live stream of a draft or something.
Yeah, because this is the first, I don't know if you could agree, this is the first draft in a couple of years where it's not really set in stone what the hell is going to happen with the first pick. Usually we know a team needs a fucking quarterback. But now it's kind of are the Bears going to trade Fields? Are they not? They're really going to set the tone for the draft, whatever the hell they do.
And this is gonna be like a year of the quarterbacks for the draft because there's so many last year, I think it was 2022 or something. It was the running backs, or 1 year it was the fucking wide receivers getting drafted more. I think last year, what was it? More wide receivers got drafted or running backs.
You could probably see six quarterbacks taken in the first 15 rounds easily. The first 15 picks easily.
Yeah, I just definitely want to see where Jaden Daniels is going to go.
He's going to go top 3 or top 5 at least.
We'll see. We'll see when that time comes. So I'm going to throw this in real quick. I didn't have really nothing hockey related to talk about, but there's 2 things I want to throw in so far this season. So the New York Rangers are the first team to get 40 wins this season, so I take it they have the best record right now. But the Vegas Golden Knights are the fastest team to get 300 wins as a franchise in NHL history.
Damn.
In six seasons, they've gotten 300 wins or seven.
I'm looking here, and in the Eastern Conference, you have the Panthers in the Atlantic Division with 39 wins, and the Rangers with 40 wins in the Metropolitan Division. Fucking Islanders suck.
Yeah, I think what's crazy too is like, I think they're right now in their 7th season. They already got 300 wins. So I looked it up.
They've been to 2 Stanley Cups, right?
2. They could have did what probably no other team outside except Montreal did. Win a championship year inaugural season. That would have been a great 30 for 30. But no, they lost game 5 of the Stanley Cup to the fucking Capitals in 2018.
They're the first expansion team ever in any major sport to make it to a championship the first year in existence, right?
Yeah, and if they would have won it, that would have been a fucking great documentary. Right. But they lost. But it took them 5 years to go back, and then they finally won. They beat the Florida Panthers. So I think it was in 6 games because they hosted it. They hosted it to get that. But it's crazy how I compared it to the Kraken, because the Kraken is the youngest team right now. They're only in their 3rd season right now. They started their season in 2021, so this is their 3rd season. Right now, they have a total of 98 wins in franchise history in 3 years. The Vegas Golden Knights had 133 wins in 3 years.
That's crazy.
I think it was either their first year. It had to be their first year because that's where they went to the Stanley Cup. Their first year, they had over 50 wins. First year, they had over 50 wins. Then their second year, they had I think 40 something wins. And then their 3rd season, they had 37 or 39. They didn't go to the playoffs their 3rd year.
You know what's crazy is I feel like NHL, then having an expansion team in the NHL and you're putting hockey players on there is not like an expansion team like NBA or NFL where you get the reject players on that team and you get the number 1 overall pick, but then everybody else is free agent and they kind of suck. Your team sucks for 8-9 years before you even start winning. I mean, look at the Texans. They didn't do shit for their first 7 years.
Well, I think the NHL's finally completed. I don't see a team moving anywhere else unless if they whatnot. I think the hockey's good. Seattle, everyone got a fucking team now, or everyone that needs a team supposedly got one. But I think now the NFL, the only thing they've ever been talking about was, they need to put a team in London. They want to move the Jags to London or whatnot. That the NBA and the MLB is the only 2 leagues right now that are desperately wanting to move teams here or give a city this team. For the NBA, they were talking about trying to put a team in Vegas.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen because
they want Vegas to have everything now. They already got an NFL team.
They're gonna have the Ace pretty soon.
They're about to have the A's. They already got the Raiders. They got a hockey team. Yeah. They got one of the best hockey teams right now. But yeah, they got a WNBA team. You might as well give them an NBA team. And here's another thing. There were 2 cities. I don't know if one I can agree with. The other, I don't know. They might as well keep them there. But they were talking about they need to move. They need to put a team back in Seattle. Put the Thunder back in Seattle and call them the Supersonics again. Mm-hmm. And then they were talking about take the Grizzlies out of Memphis and move them back to Vancouver.
No. Canada already has a basketball team.
Yeah, the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, but
they don't need that. But Seattle desperately needs a basketball team back.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If they would bring the Supersonics back, I would probably fucking be a partial fan of that team.
You know what? I think that's what it would be. It would because remember when the Charlotte Hornets died and they went away and then they finally came back.
Yeah, they went to New Orleans.
Yeah, they went to New Orleans. I believe when they do they're gonna have 2 expansion teams. It's gonna be one. Probably 2 West teams, but it's going to be Vegas and it's going to be probably Seattle. Because, there is no other team. There's nowhere place in the East to put another team.
No, the East don't need no more teams.
No.
And the South don't need any more teams. You might as well just fucking put a team in Vegas. Yeah, but you'd have to relocate somebody. You don't need to add 2. You got, 30 teams in the NBA right now?
You would have to. So, let me see. You got, is it 32, right?
I thought it was 30.
So, 30. So, you would have 32. So let me see. I want to see something.
I don't know, but like current
NBA
teams,
teams
right?
by state.
I feel like Oklahoma City's like the only like city that don't really need a team. Like if you could take anybody, you could put them back in fucking Seattle.
So
There's
what you
30
can
teams.
do is you can
There's-
move. You would have to move 2 teams that are in the West Coast to the East Coast, which would probably be proximity-wise. The easiest teams would move would be probably OKC and probably the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm looking at it by state. Those would probably be the 2 teams that will probably have to move to the East Coast because they're teetering the line of middle.
Well, and see, another thing too is if okay, hear me out on this. This would probably make more fucking sense if you would take the Thunder, move them back to Seattle. You take Memphis. Now Memphis is considered a West team still, so yeah, putting them in Vegas, that's just about right. The East, I think, is fine. Like you don't need to move anybody from the East to the West or anybody from the West to the East because yes, I get like that division. I think it's the Southwest. All them the Pelicans, the Rockets, the Spurs, the Mavericks, and the Grizzlies. Some of them teams could be East teams. Like it's so weird calling the Pelicans in the Western Conference. The Pelicans could be more fit for an Eastern Conference.
You know what? You're right. I was just looking. I forgot the Pelicans, but that would be the team that would move to East. It would be Memphis and the Pelicans to go to the East if they add a team in Seattle and Vegas.
Well, the thing is like, who would you fucking move to Vegas? Like, you can't move the fucking.
No. Vegas is going to be an expansion. They're not going to move a team. If they add 2 more teams to the NBA, not David Stern. Fuck is his name? The commissioner. The NBA. But anyway, Adam Silver. He said that they're not going to move teams. They're going to add 2 teams.
Okay, well then you might as well add a West and an East team.
But there's nowhere to add a team in the East.
I remember
the West, the West has wide open range to add.
Didn't they? When they like Baltimore?
I mean, you already have Boston, you have Philly, you have Washington. Washington is basically the Baltimore team.
Well, what about like I said? What about like fucking Baltimore or something? Like
yeah, but for that you just move Memphis and New Orleans to the East.
Yeah, if that would happen, but then they like when they wanted to put a team like in Virginia or some shit, like
I keep hearing Vegas and Seattle, just like you said, Vegas and Seattle is the 2 logical places. I'm assuming.
What would you call Vegas? They were talking about like they wanted to like it won't happen, but like they couldn't think of a fucking mascot for an NBA team in Vegas. They wanted the Aces, but they already got a WNBA team, but they were like, oh, that team don't fucking matter. Just get rid of that franchise and rebrand it. Call them the Aces for the men. Don't they have like multiple championships? Like that was the only team in Vegas that was giving them titles until the Golden Knights got them one last year.
You could call them the Vegas High Rollers.
I don't know what you would call it. Or they wanted to call them the Spades or something. Like you already have a team called the Aces. Like that they were throwing different.
A team is going to be in Vegas within the next 3 years because LeBron is going to be part of that ownership.
Oh yeah, the Bronnies and all that shit.
Yeah, like, he's going to be part of that ownership group.
Like that'd be so crazy to think. What could they call another team in Vegas? Like you already got the A's.
You got the Aces. The Oakland A's are going to be. I don't think they're changing the name.
So they're not changing the name.
Vegas Athletics.
They were supposed to change. They wanted to change for Oakland, the A's. When they move them, supposedly when they moved to Vegas, they wanted to change their logo to like the A on it, like almost what the fucking Aces have in the WNBA, like the A on a card. But you can't do that. That's what the fucking Aces have, the basketball team.
Right.
Just keep the fucking cursive A or whatever they got. Just don't. Keep the fucking elephant. Don't they have fucking Circus Soleil in Vegas? I mean,
what's crazy is that the stadium's going to be basically connected to MGM and Grand.
I saw the proposal they wanted to do for that. But speaking of MLB, they were talking about they wanted to put there were now there's one city outside of Vegas that could be locked in on hosting a team, and they already had a fucking name for it and everything. They're talking about putting an MLB team in Nashville, and they want to call them the Nashville Stars.
I'm not mad at it.
Hear me out. Why are you doing that? It's like whatever they want to fucking do, they want to do just like Houston. They fucking stole the Oilers from them. We already have a fucking team with a star on their logo. It's called the fucking Houston Astros.
Did you, now that we're the top of the MLB, did you see the reaction to the shitty ass jerseys that they're putting out with Fanatics?
Yes.
It is fucking hideous. They're iron on. They're no more stitched anymore. They put the MLB logo lower, and the names in the back are small. Bro, what the fuck?
That's why I get all my shit from GH and it's all
facts.
Fucking and they're cheaper.
I ain't lying. I'm going to the GH. I want my shit stitched. Don't give me no crap. And they're giving us less material for the same price.
I still have more jerseys to get that I never fucking got. Like I was gonna get like 2 Vegas Golden Knights jerseys, like have the gold one and have that freaking charcoal gray one, but have no name on the back. I was supposed to get. I'm supposed to get LSU's 2 baseball jerseys, a purple and a gold one. I still never ordered them yet. I feel like by the time I get them, the fucking season will be over. I still haven't got my Jamar Chase jersey yet, the orange one. I was gonna upgrade Joe Burrow's black Bengals jersey because I have the old school one and I have his color rush jersey.
The color rush is dope. That's what I like. The color rush.
I'm debating on getting another Astros jersey, but I want to get Yordan Alvarez, but I don't know what fucking color I want to get. I'm probably going to get a white one, but I kind of want to get another Altuve jersey because Altuve is going to be an Astro for life. And finally, the Houston Dynamo. I'm most likely going to get the orange one because that's like their main jersey, but they released like a fucking city edition. It's purple with orange layered in, and it's so fucking beautiful. But I feel like they're only going to wear them like once or twice a year, and they're going to go back to either wearing their black jerseys or their permanent orange ones. So I'm probably going to get the orange Dynamo jersey instead, but I still haven't ordered none of this shit yet.
Yeah, I got to get some more jerseys. I got to get some more that's not football jerseys. Like my football jersey collection is ridiculous, but I got to start getting different shit. I only got 2 baseball jerseys. I got a Mets Mike Piazza, and I have a Michael Jordan White Sox 45.
So I have 4 Astros jerseys right now. 3 out of the 4 I got from DH Gate. Actually, I take it back. My first one I think I bought my first one from Fanatics. When Alex Bregman got called up, drafted by the Astros, the next day I ordered his orange jersey when I found out he was going to be wearing number 2. I think I got it from Fanatics. But my Jose Altuve one, the navy one, I bought that at Dick's Sporting Goods. I paid fucking $200 for that fucking jersey, by the way. Now I have a Space City jersey with no name or number on the back. I got that from DH Gate. It's fucking stitched up. And the last game I went to, me and my girlfriend, we went to last season. We watched them play the Rangers on Jackie Robinson Day, and the giveaway was Framber Valdez jerseys. And I got that one too.
No, DH Gate's the shit. Like they give you sometimes it's better quality than what you get at fucking Dick's or a team store.
Yeah, that's where I got my Joe Burrow jersey, where it's spelt French. Cajun, Burreaux, and I think I said I was going to wear it on the show, but I wore it for a fucking short. But as soon as Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy, I ordered a Jaden Daniels jersey to put in a shadow box, and it came in, I think, the week after the fucking Relia Quespo. I wore it for one short, and I put it in a shadow box and never wore it again. I was going to wear it for a live stream. I might fucking pull it out and wear it for that fucking draft.
Do it for the draft. Yeah, do it for the draft.
We'll wear it with a Saints hat, but I don't know if the Saints are going to have I think the Saints are having a first round pick. I think they're getting like the 14th pick or some shit.
No, they do have. Well, they didn't make the playoffs, correct? So
Yeah, they're only getting like 7 picks the whole fucking draft, where there's teams like the Buffalo Bills getting 10 picks. So I know the Saints are getting only 7 picks, and they're only getting 1 pick in the first night. So yeah, I might pull out the Jay Daniels jersey for night 1, and I'm gonna wear a Saints hat with it.
Saints have the 14th pick. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, but they're only getting 1 pick in the first round, not 2.
Right.
So they're gonna go I guarantee you they're gonna draft a fucking defensive player from the Big 10 or potentially the Big 12 now. But hey, I only have one thing college football I wanted to share with you, because next season is going to be a crazy season with now these teams jumping ship to these conferences. So I have
new playoff structure,
and the new playoff structure with 12 teams. So I found the top 10 most exciting college football matchups of 2024. Looking at it now, like, there's some teams on here, like Michigan's on this list 3 times. Another particular team or two might be on this list twice or 3 times. But like the first matchup I'm gonna give you at number 10, they got Oregon at Michigan. When I look at it now, it's gonna be a conference matchup. It's not Pac-12 versus Big 10 anymore.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, they got Oregon at Michigan at number 10. Number 9, they got Arizona at Utah. Now it's a Big 12 matchup. It's not Pac-12.
Yep.
Number 8, speaking of the ACC, number 8, they got Florida State at Notre Dame.
Oh, that's going to be good. Those games are always good when they play.
And number 7, Ohio State at Penn State.
That's going to be a good game.
Number 6, I think this is an early game of the season too. Texas at Michigan at number 6.
That is an early game. Yep.
And remember, Texas is now going to be in the SEC.
SEC, yes. So that's a big game.
I feel like you're going to cringe when I tell you this one. Number 5, they got Michigan at Ohio State.
That game every year should be a top 3 game to watch.
Well, when I tell you the rest, now there's one on here I feel like shouldn't be on it when everyone knows the reason why when we get to it. But so number 4, they got Georgia at Ole Miss. That will be a fucking huge game.
Okay.
Because they got Georgia. I have Georgia as a favorite winning the national title. And then Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin with his recruiting skills. So
they got the number 1 recruiting class, I believe, in the nation, Ole Miss, I think.
Okay, so number 3, they put Georgia at Alabama. I don't think Alabama's going to be what they are now that Nick Saban's gone.
Yeah, no.
I think they should have swapped Georgia, Alabama with Michigan, Ohio State,
or Michigan, Oregon. That's a good fucking game.
Number 2, Ohio State at Oregon.
I don't think that's better than Michigan and Oregon.
And then number 1, they put Georgia at Texas.
I'll take that.
Now, all 10 of these games, I don't know if some of these will fall the same week, but I feel like I'm going to say at least 40% of these games I can see College Game Day going to. For sure, I see them going to Georgia and Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss, Michigan, Ohio State, Texas and Michigan, and maybe Oregon and Michigan.
Michigan might get game day twice.
For Texas and Oregon, or because those 2 are at the big house. Michigan, Ohio State next season is going to be in Columbus.
Yep.
So yeah, they will get it twice. Arizona, Utah, maybe. Ohio State, Penn State, maybe. But Florida State, Notre Dame, no. Ohio State, Oregon, possibly.
Possibly.
But Georgia, Alabama, I don't see it.
No, Georgia be lucky to win 8 games next year.
Alabama
be lucky to win 8 games.
Well, Alabama, I have Alabama going 3-0 till they play Georgia. Georgia's going to be their first loss because they're opening up with like I pulled the fucking schedule up. Like they're opening up with like I think Western Carolina or some shit.
They got like 3 cupcakes out the back.
They got them, then they got USF, and then they got Wisconsin.
USF put up a fight with them last year.
Yeah, well, this coming season's in Tuscaloosa, but you never know.
You never know.
Okay, so I do want to bring up college baseball real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, LSU only got one loss now. They lost to fucking Stony Brook in one game, but they got
They
the
lost
redemption.
to Long Island, New York. Let's go.
They lost to a school called the Sea Wolves. Do y'all really have Sea Wolves in New York?
No.
I thought that was like in Washington and shit.
Now, were you watching the game, Marcus? I saw a video on Twitter that there was some type of a fire at the game.
I must have not watched it. No, I didn't really watch any baseball this weekend. I've been busy, but I am watching LSU right now. They're crushing Rice. They're in Houston for the rest of the week because they're playing Rice in Houston. And this weekend, they're playing in a round-robin tournament at Minute Maid Park against Texas, the Raging Cajuns, and Texas State this weekend.
I got a question. Maybe you can enlighten me. How come college they have to use metal bats and not wooden bats like MLB? What's the reasoning behind that?
Oh God, I don't know why. Like, I mean, the sound. I feel like I'm watching a fucking high school game when I hear those bats ding. Where in MLB, it's like a
right,
like that wood pop. Like, I don't know. What do you like better, the wood pop or the fucking steel sound of a bat hitting a ball?
No, the wood pop.
That's what I thought. See, I wish we go back old school. I remember back when I was in elementary, they were letting high school kids use wood bats, but now they have to use fucking steel bats. Steel bat, I feel like I'm at a T-ball game or a fucking coach pitch game.
I'm looking up that question right now because I want to know. I never knew why the hell they need metal bats and then they go to the MLB and they switch to wood. You would think they would have.
Steel bats can be lighter, hence the weight of the bat, but I always felt like using a wood bat is heavy. Because I've swung, I don't know why, I could never hit a home run with a wood bat. I have to use a fucking steel bat to hit a home run, especially if I'm playing in alumni tournaments.
Right. So they're saying it's because of money. They say wooden bats.
I thought wooden bats would be more expensive. They're more popular and more fucking old school.
They say wooden bats are more expensive than aluminum. And
I believe that.
Easier. Yeah.
I haven't been there, but like when I went to Kentucky, I wanted to go to the fucking Louisville Slugger headquarters and get a customized wooden bat made. But I didn't go to Louisville. I went to Lexington.
But what did you think the sponsorships with baseball would just pay for that shit and say, don't worry about it?
I don't know, but you got to contact Louisville Slugger about that. But yeah, it's now 16-4 LSU. They're in the top of the ninth. But
they don't have mercy rule in college baseball, no?
Yeah, actually they do, but they got fucking dumb rules with the NCAA these days. But LSU's now, I think they're 3 or 4 right now. I know Wake Forest is number 1 and Arkansas is 2. I think LSU is 3 after their one loss to Stony Brook. But they're doing good. It's like you take out 3 of the top 5 is SEC because you got Florida at 4 and TCU at 5. But if you throw in A&M, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt, you got 7 teams in the top 10 from the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, softball, LSU softball is undefeated. They are 13-0, and they're finally in the fucking top 5. They're number 5. We got Mother Nature. I'm blaming Mother Nature for it. We got robbed of one game because they were playing there's like a big ass softball tournament in Florida. I think it's either in Destin or something like that.
Destin is very nice.
I've been to Destin before. LSU got invited to this big softball tournament where they get like the best teams in the country. Well, LSU beat one of those teams. They beat Oklahoma State in that tournament. They gave Oklahoma State their first loss. We were supposed to fucking play Washington. The game got canceled. They're not going to have a rematch, postpone, nothing. We got robbed for LSU versus Washington. Then we just saw who was the better team in purple and gold, and that pissed me off. Because right now Washington is number 4, but they're 12-2, and we're number 5, and they're 13-0.
I'm looking at the top rankings for college baseball. And I don't know if they do their rankings differently than other college, but there's like a lot of 7-0 teams, 7-1 teams that are not like They have a team Wake Forest 6-1 being number one. I don't understand.
And they don't
There's
even
a bunch
show
of
like
teams there's a bunch of teams that are 7-0.
and they don't like the number 25 team is undefeated, Dallas Baptist.
Yeah, I'm confused. Like Duke, Virginia's undefeated.
Well, they're different than college football or basketball, but
Got you.
hey, and I called it as soon as we got off. Well, not as soon as we got off the air, but I said last week on the air, I said after UConn's upset to Creighton, Houston was going to jump to number one, and right now Houston's number one in men's basketball.
You called it.
And they had a fucking great game with Baylor over the weekend that went into overtime.
You called it. You called it.
But they got robbed. Like they almost won it with a buzzer beater, but they said that in 0.3 seconds his foot was still on the fucking court and he never lost possession of the ball. So they went into overtime and they fucking won the game in overtime. But I'll tell you what, when we got off the air, LSU beat Kentucky with a buzzer beater.
I saw that.
And rushed the court. And got fined $100,000. But I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like they only target fucking teams that I love. I feel like they don't do that to every fucking team.
Are you not allowed to rush the court in college basketball anymore?
They're gonna still do it, but I don't know if it's just me, but like what fucking team was it? I think it was no, they did it to Arkansas. When Arkansas beat fucking Duke, they rushed the court. They got fined $100,000, but I don't follow Arkansas. You think if any other school does it, like Tulane rushed the court. Tulane had a big fucking upset. They got fined, but I feel like it's only teams I follow, or does it happen with everybody? Like, I feel like they're not going to do it to a team like Kansas or a team like Duke or a team like fucking Michigan State or something like that.
Right.
But I think they do. I just don't see it.
Did you hear that there's talk about expanding March Madness?
To what, April?
No, like the teams that make it.
Oh, really?
I believe this is something like 90-something schools.
That's crazy. But this is speaking of that, this is what would piss me off right now. So McNeese boys already clinched the share of the conference title of the season. Like, not the tournament, like just for the season. They clinched the share after their win over Lamar. They have to win. They have 3 games left before they go into tournament play. They play Nichols on Saturday. Then they got Houston Christian the Monday. And then they got one more game the following Saturday. Then they go into tournament play. They have to win 2 out of 3 to clinch it all to themselves. But they said that no matter, even though they only have 3 losses, if they don't win their conference tournament, they will not get into the fucking NCAA tournament.
If they don't win their conference tournament?
If they don't win their conference tournament, they will not get in. Like, what the fuck? You have only 3 losses, and you still won't be able to get in unless you win your tournament? But I get, every conference tournament champion is qualified. But I feel like that's the only way they're going to get in. They announced it on the fucking news.
But then they'll let in a 22-6 team.
So they're going to probably have to fucking bare heads with Corpus one more time then, because I feel like that's going to be your tournament championship is McNeese versus Corpus if they're not on the same fucking side of the bracket. But they're both probably going to get like first and second round bye. Like, because McNeese is hosting it this year again, but I think it's like the top 2 get a first and second round bye, 3 and 4 just get a first round bye. So like right now in the conference, McNeese is in first, then it's Corpus, then Nichols, then Lamar. And then you got teams like Southeastern, Northwestern State, then Houston Christian, Texas A&M Commerce, Incarnate Word, and University of New Orleans. But I don't think everyone plays in their conference tournament. I guarantee you the last 2 teams won't.
Okay.
Because the SEC, it's like only 12 out of the 14 get in.
Right.
Or something like that. Which I haven't. The SEC right now, I think it's Auburn. That's the top team in the SEC right now.
Tennessee.
In men's.
Tennessee
boys?
Yeah, they're 22-6. Auburn is 21-7.
So
they got Tennessee ranked at 4 and Auburn ranked at 11.
Okay, so see, I didn't really keep an eye on the rest of the rankings. Yeah, it's like Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, Florida, Kentucky, then Auburn. So yeah,
Yep. They
see,
have Tennessee's 4, Auburn's 11, Alabama's 14, and Florida is 24. South Carolina's 18.
Well, I know South Carolina girls already clinched the SEC.
Oh yeah, they're gonna fucking win everything.
They're gonna probably have a perfect season and win it all. But I don't have nothing to say on the women. But and I don't really have much to say on the NBA. I know the fucking Pelicans are losing right now against the Pacers.
The NBA kind of shut after the All-Star break is good, and then it's kind of like when it gets closer to the playoffs and teams try to get in the play-in, it starts picking back up again.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of predictions here before we close out. So I'm going to jump all the way to Saturday, March 2nd, top 25 matchups. So, Houston's got a night game. They're on the road against Oklahoma. That's going to be a big one for them. I'm going to take Houston. Florida, South Carolina, 11 a.m. tip-off. It's a top 25 matchup. That's another big one. Give me South Carolina. Kansas and Baylor are going to be another good one, but give me Kansas. Hell, don't sleep on this one. Marquette and Creighton. That's going to be another good one. Give me Marquette.
Is going to be good, yeah. And you said you're on Saturday, right?
Yeah, March 2nd.
Right.
And then two more right here I got to take. I'm going to take Tennessee over Alabama and give me Gonzaga over St. Mary in an upset.
What about Florida, South Carolina?
Give me South Carolina.
I'll take Florida.
Arkansas and Kentucky could be another good one, but despite Arkansas's record, but the fact it's in Rupp Arena, Kentucky's going to win big.
Number 8, Iowa at UCF. South Florida's number 25. They play Charlotte. Okay.
Let's see who LSU this weekend got. Vanderbilt on the road. Vanderbilt's 8-20. LSU should win that. McNeese got Nichols, and my hometown's gonna be there because we have a girl from my hometown who plays for Nichols. She's been a starter since her freshman year. Everyone's gonna go support her, and when that game's over, everybody's gonna turn to the blue and gold and rep McNeese boys. So they're going to cheer for Nichols and the girls and root for McNeese and the boys.
Nice.
Yep. So the NBA, let me go see what Sunday or Monday has in the top 25 for men's before I even go jump to the NBA.
Seton Hall at UConn. That's one game Sunday.
I'm going to go. I'll take
Monday,
UConn.
Monday, Duke plays NC State and Texas plays Baylor. So only 2 games Monday.
Don't be surprised if NC State pulls an upset, but give me Baylor over Texas, even though Texas can be tough. But I'll take Baylor in that one.
Yeah, I'll take Baylor and Duke.
Baylor's already been through enough shit. They lost to Houston, and they lost to Texas in the other matchup. But so, yeah, the Pelicans just lost 123-114. The only game left right now, Clippers are beating the Lakers 66-52 at the half.
I think that's on TV too.
Might check it out because they're still beating the shit out of this fucking team right now. But let's see. Your doubleheader on TNT on Thursday, February 29th. You got the Warriors at the Knicks, and then you got the Heat at the Nuggets.
I'm gonna take the Knicks. Gotta stay with my team.
Okay.
What's this tomorrow? You said
tomorrow night on TNT.
All right. I'll take the Knicks. I'll take the Nuggets. And those are the 2 best games, probably. Jazz, Magic. I'll take the Magic. But I'll take the Knicks and the Nuggets.
I'll take both of them as well. Friday is ESPN night. So first game, Friday, March 1st, you got the Mavericks at the Celtics. And then at 9, you got the Bucks at the Bulls.
I'll take the Bucks and I'll take the Warriors over the Raptors. And I'll take the Celtics over the Mavericks.
Hell, the Pelicans are playing the Pacers again, so it's back-to-back games for the Pels. They played the Pacers in Indy, and then Friday they're going to host them. So hopefully they can beat them the second time.
Sunday. Oh, Sunday's good games. You have.
I got another sleeper from Friday. You got the Kings and the Timberwolves.
I'll take the Kings.
You got the Kings in an upset. Okay.
Yeah, I got the Kings.
All right. Saturday, there's only 5 games, which maybe one or
Lakers rematch of the Western Conference from last year.
Yeah, it's probably the only good game out of the 5.
The only one.
All the other ones are like, it's like I'd probably take the Nets over the Hawks. I don't know. I'll take the Heat over the Jazz. Give me the Grizzlies over the Blazers. The Suns over the Rockets. I think the Rockets is one of the worst, maybe not the worst team in the league right now because you got the Pistons that are shit and the Spurs. But I'll definitely take the Nuggets over the Lakers.
Sunday stacked.
Let me see what we got. Oh,
we have
shit.
Mavericks, Sixers, Mavericks, Clippers, Timberwolves, Warriors, Celtics.
Ooh, shit.
Pistons,
Thunder,
Magic.
Suns. Ooh, that last game.
Suns, Thunder, and Knicks, Cavaliers.
The Knicks, Cavs, and the Thunder, Suns are going to be 2 big ones right there.
It's going to be good. I'll take the Mavericks over the 76ers because Embiid's still not back. I'll do Clippers over T-Wolves. I'm taking the Celtics over the Warriors.
I think everybody outside of San Fran or the West Coast is picking the Celtics.
Yep. I'm taking the Celtics over the Warriors. Obviously, Magic over Pistons. Knicks over Cavs. And then I'm going to take the Thunder over the Suns.
See, that could be a good prediction there, but it's like Cavs have been pretty decent at home lately. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Knicks, but you never know with that one.
Right.
But I'll definitely give me the Mavericks, give me the Celtics, and give me the Suns. I mean, no, not the Suns. Give me the Thunder. Give me the Thunder.
We're all in the same boat there.
Monday night, Thunder at the Lakers.
Clippers at Bucks. That's a big game.
Give me the Give me the Clippers. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm taking the Clippers. Yeah, I'm taking the Clippers.
Give me the Clippers and give me the Thunder because fuck the Lakers.
Yeah, I'm taking Clippers and Thunder.
And then finally on that Tuesday, your Celtics, Cavs, and the Suns and the Nuggets again.
Knicks, Hawks. I'll take the Knicks. I'll take the Nuggets over the Suns, and I'm have to take the Celtics over the Cavs. I don't see.
Yeah, I'm going with the Celtics over the Cavs, and then finally,
it's not many times I've been picking against the Celtics. They just have a complete team.
And then I'll take the I'll take the Nuggets in that last one. Well, that's all I got before. The only other thing I have. This is just quick, just to say I came across this earlier today. It actually involves the AFL. They got a partnership with BSN Sports.
BSN?
Yes.
Okay.
So now I guess that's an app or that's like a channel on like that you could stream.
I know we don't have that on cable. We have Bailey's here. I guess that's a streaming thing.
Because if it's a streaming thing, I'm taking that's where they're gonna like you can watch all their televise all their games. Because I thought they were gonna have a deal with like one of those other major fucking networks like FS1 or something, or maybe not ESPN, but something like that.
Let me see. You said BSN, right?
BSN Sports. Like I retweeted it because the AFL tweeted it. They had a partnership with BSN.
Let me see.
And
you can watch it on FIBU or DirecTV.
Well, good. I got DirecTV. And they said their first game they're televising is Albany versus Orlando.
Oh, okay.
So that's the first game they're going to televise on their network. So, but like I said, you got 16 teams, so you'd have 8 games a week. So I don't know how they. I know they're not gonna be able to play all 8 games every
Right.
Saturday or Thursday. They'll probably have one. They'll probably have some games on Thursday because I know the Voodoo's got like 2 Thursday night games on their home schedule list overall, and then the rest of their games are on a Saturday. So like, yeah, if BSN's on DirecTV, I'm sure I can catch it.
Yeah, it says on FIBO and DirecTV stream. How can I watch BSN Sports? That's what it says.
It says that BSN is on channel 668, which I can catch all them 600 channels, so I should be able to catch it.
Oh wait, I have BSN Sports Network here on cable, so I'm assuming it's the same.
Well, I have, which they changed the name of it again. So like the channel I have where I can catch every single Astros game, they now changed it to Space City, I think, Space City Network. So it's channel 674. And then for the Pelicans, it's Bally Sports. It used to be Fox Sports New Orleans, but now they changed it to Bally Sports.
Yeah, because we have Bally Sports here. I get Heat games and Magic games.
I get every single Pels game, so I can. But like for baseball, it used to be Space City. It was AT&T Southwest. Now it's Space City. I catch every Astros game, and then I used to have AT&T Midwest, so I used to be able to catch every Rangers game. But I'm not a Rangers fan, so I fucking don't give a shit. But I caught both of those. And good thing about that Space City channel, they used to do, you would be able to watch every Rockets game too. They used to televise every Dynamo game, but now the partnership with fucking Apple TV Plus, they don't have it no more. So that was the biggest let go for me. That's why I've barely been watching MLS lately. But
yeah,
I forgot to throw that in the description. We got the return of the MLS.
It's coming, yeah.
I know the Dynamo had their home opener this past weekend. It ended in a tie with I thought they played St. Louis. No, not St. Louis. Fuck. Was it? No, it was Kansas City. They played the first leg on February 20th. They lost to St. Louis 2-1, and they just played the second leg and they won 1-0. But no, the opening of the season was February 24th, and they tied with Kansas City.
Yeah, Orlando City won yesterday, 3-1.
Their next game, they're hosting the Red Bulls on March 2nd, the Dynamo.
Nice. They play this. Oh, they play actually set. The 24th was, this past Saturday. It was 0-0, is what it says.
So, I don't know what this shit they're in. They're in this, like, round of 16 tournament, whatever it's for.
Conquifa Cup, Champions Cup.
Oh, the one that they won last year.
This says February 24th. Did they have, like, this recent?
I thought that was, like, the regular season.
I don't know. I pulled up Orlando City. They're saying yesterday. 3-1. Like they had a game yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't even put in the description, like in the categories, the return of MLS. That just shows I don't watch a lot of soccer. But
yeah, I'm in that boat. I don't watch a lot of soccer either.
I watch what I can. But like I said, when it's CONCACAF or FIFA, I'm watching it.
Right.
Or even the Olympics too. I'll watch them during the Olympics also.
Yeah, I'm also watching a lot during the World Cup.
Oh, see, that's another thing we're gonna do too. When the summertime gets here, we might bring up certain Olympic sports. Like I'm definitely gonna bring up USA's basketball team, their soccer team,
flag football.
Oh God, yeah, they just come up with worse sports and down the road. Fucking Quidditch. They have fucking Quidditch now. They have fucking water polo or fucking this and that. I'm still waiting on that beer pong fucking team.
They got cornhole.
Okay, that's fucking unique. There was a guy, I forgot what state he was. There was a guy, he got offered a scholarship to play college cornhole.
Dude, hey, do it. You could be
I forgot
Ocho.
I forgot what school it was. I thought it was Iowa, the University of Iowa, but I might be wrong. I forgot what school it was. But when I heard that on the radio, I was just like, wow. unique. But anyhow, that's going to wrap up tonight's episode. Oh, and I will have an announcement before we close out. We will now be independent, so we are no longer on a time schedule, so we can record any day of the week we want or any time of the week we want, and it will be streaming on my YouTube channel now and my Twitter.
Nice.
Which I like to keep it on Wednesdays, but there might be days where we could probably do them earlier, maybe do them at 7, maybe 8. Like, I might rotate the times around, but I'm going to see when you can be available.
Yeah, just let me know.
Now, there'll be some days where if I got something going on a Wednesday, we can probably do it like a Tuesday or something, or maybe a Monday. But Thursdays is World Elite Days. Like, hell, we might fucking do a show on a Friday. I've done SAT on the weekends before.
Yeah, just let me know ahead of time, and I'll make sure I'll move stuff around.
Especially with the fact that we ain't got no football right now until the UFL starts. Then we can do like a show like on the weekends or something. Like when the summertime comes and the UFL's done, and we just got baseball going on TV or NBA playoffs or whatnot. Yeah, we can do weekend shows if we have to. But when the NFL comes back and college football's back, we're going back to the basics. We're going back to Wednesday nights.
Right. It only works better.
But this was fun. We'll definitely have another show coming up. So our next Wednesday, March 6th.
Yep.
Be the next day. I might do an early start time. I might start it probably like at 7:30 my time.
That's fine. It'll be 8:30 my time. I'm good with that.
It's not like I'm going to be watching a lot of AEW anyway. I mean, I'll watch college basketball or college baseball on mute now lately. So, but I'm on Twitter at MarcusLee337. Where can we find you?
Yeah, the real Freddy 85, Freddy MIII on IG. You can follow my YouTube page, which is Freddy Martoni. I haven't posted on there in a minute. I got to start getting back to posting on YouTube.
Hell yeah. Well, that will wrap up this week. But like I said, like always, I'm going to watch the race. I'm going to keep up with it. I'm going to watch what I can of college hoops. I'm going to Magnesis game this Saturday, so I won't be watching a lot of college hoops unless it's like late. Watch what I can. I'm Sunday, if I'm not watching any college baseball, I'm definitely going to tune in to some of them NBA games we predicted.
Yeah, the NBA games should be good this week.
I know they got spring training going on for Major League Baseball, but I don't follow it. I don't watch it because it don't count.
There's a bunch of teams in Florida right now.
But I know the season opening day, I think is it March 28th is opening day, and I know the Astros are opening up with the Yankees.
Got you.
I'm trying to go to their game on the 30th of March. That's what I'm working on right now. I want to go watch them play the Yankees on the 30th.
Yeah, Yankees are in Tampa right now with the miniature Yankee Stadium they got over there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will see you next week, as always. And for everyone tuning in, thank y'all. We'll catch you guys next Wednesdays.
Yes, sir.
Y'all
see you,
have a good
Marcus.
one. Later, bro.